Let's go ahead and talk to Rosa Maria in New York. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, for everything you do, of course, in spreading awareness through our entire globe. I have a few things I'd like to talk about, and one in particular that happened to me personally in regards to everything that's going on in our police state, and I've watched all your videos. Personally, on the 4th of July, on Independence Day, I was traveling alone with my my dog, who is a licensed service animal. He was a miniature pinscher of almost 8 years old. I was coming back from a camping trip, our first camping trip in Sedona, Arizona, coming back to Manhattan, and I was pulled over by the DPS, the Department of Public Safety. They did not tell me why they were pulling me over. Now, I'm about 5 feet tall, 110 pounds, absolutely no threat at all. They pulled me over, and he told me to get out of the car, shouted at me through the loudspeaker, it was very angry.
And so what happened?
Got me out of the car. I saw my dog Dunkin, named after Dunkin' Donuts, sitting in the back seat quietly resting. Told me to get out of the car, to not turn around, and I heard a shotgun click. He cocked it from his vehicle. Told me to walk backwards, kneel down behind the vehicle, immediately put me under arrest. Never read any Miranda rights. I was put in the back of a cop car. I have multiple sclerosis. I told him specifically he was...
The answer to 1984 is 1776. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
All right, my friends, we are back live. Glenn Spencer coming up here from the front lines of what's happening in Arizona. A lady, Rosa Maria, called in from New York. For those that just joined us, she was describing that she traveled from New York to go camping. She was driving back. She has multiple sclerosis, I believe she said. She has a service dog that's a miniature pinscher. Those are pretty sweet dogs. A police officer pulled her over, bullhorned her out, said, get on your knees. Finish up your story of what happened, Rosa Maria.
At that point, I'm on my knees, and they put me into the back of the cruiser, and with multiple sclerosis, heat is definitely a factor, and it was the 4th of July on the I-17. A lot of traffic is going by, watching what's happening. As they put me back in there, he went to the vehicle which I was driving. It was a rental, a car rental. He did not explain anything to me, and another cop came, opened the door to which my service animal had been seating closest to. He weighed no more than 15, 16 pounds. A gentle creature, a service animal. I explained, I have multiple sclerosis. You're violating the ADA. I've not heard my rights. I explained, I have a service animal. He has his vest in the front seat. This is a car rental. The forms are in plain view in the front seat.
And what happened?
Have no probable cause.
What happened?
They said they opened the door. Duncan walked out calmly into oncoming traffic, and luckily was not hit. It was like watching my child. He ran southward. They chased him. More came. More cops came. They chased him northbound. In the meanwhile, I'm in the back asking for air. The cops were very tight on me. I was told if I spoke, I would be gagged. It wasn't told. I was shouted. And then Duncan, I came back toward the cruiser. I am his responsibility. He has to come to Mama. They would not let me they would not open a window for me to simply whistle and call his name to have him come.
Yeah, well, it's all about control and power, and it's such a war zone in Arizona, and so many people are being killed, and Mexico is collapsing, that these type of things happen. But how did, and it's terrible, because, I mean, I see the reports of where they go to the old woman's house. Her grandson hadn't lived there in 18 years. They got a drug warrant. She puts the little dog in the bathroom. They open the door and shoot the dog. I mean, it's just craziness. It's all this macho, attitude, and it's out of control. But I mean, how did this end?
They chased, basically, they lied to me. They said, dog will come back. They chased him to his death. He was hit by traffic on the I-17, and I never saw him again. I had MS, and he was my source of independence, and on Independence Day, he was taken from me. So,
and why did they, I'm so sorry, Rosa Maria, but why did they say they pulled you over?
I was not cited for anything. I was told that perhaps, I assumed, why would I be pulled over? Perhaps speeding. I was going with the flow of traffic, and they never cited me. And on the Facebook.com/Justice for Dunkin, spelled like Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin, you can see the photographs of the incredible bruising on both my wrists.
All right, we're gonna put it up. We're gonna put it up. But say that again. Justice for Dunkin.
Yes,
and that's on Facebook.
Facebook.com. Yes, /Justice for Dunkin, Dunkin. I also have a blog spot as well that is at the Justice for Dunkin. .blogspot.com. Again, Dunkin, Dunkin.
Did they apologize for getting your dog killed?
No, absolutely nothing. No apology. And the first thing I did, because I'm an intelligent woman, I started to take pictures. As soon as I was there for 3 hours, Alex, on the side of the road on the 4th of July, screaming.
Yeah, but they showed you who the boss was. They didn't let you whistle for the dog, and that's what matters, is that government's your God. The good news is, in Arizona, they've revolted against the speed cameras. They're now removing them. People are wearing guns openly, and they're saying no to the tyranny. And not all police are like that, but they are very cold, and they need some common sense. And I'll check into your story. I'm sorry to hear that, Rosa. There's her little dog. A tiny little dog. In fact, blow that up for people on screen that are watching on prisonplanet.tv. Let's blow those photos up for people. This is just outrageous.
I've been suffering ever since, and I also have video of you can see our happiness, and he really, truly, I needed nothing with Dunkin. I needed him, and he needed me, and they took him, and he would have been 8 years old on October 23rd, and he was, I was looking to move to Arizona, I lived in Arizona for almost 10 years and moved to New York, to Manhattan. And I was looking to reestablish myself there for our sake, for Dunkin and my sake. He was my unconditional love. I looked forward to a time when we can go back. And now, Sedona, Arizona, the energy there is no good, and there's no way I'll go back there unless it is for press conferences.
This is heart-rending, and we need police stopping criminals, not out there revenue generating. But again, they're now saying nationwide they're not going to respond to crime, only they're going to raise money. The police are being converted to tax collectors, and good police that ask for help are not being given it. God bless you, Rosa Maria. I'm sorry to have to know that happened to you, and it hurts my heart because I have dogs that I love. I have a Chihuahua and a French Bulldog, and they're members of the family.